very warm welcome to the stage the wonderful Barbara Gunter! Thanks, mates. I'm Barbara. It's lovely to see you all here. Thanks very much for coming. So I was hoping, the topic I was going to talk to you about today, I was hoping that you'd be sort of a little bit drunk, honestly, and feel a little bit open-minded about. So I'm just going to come out and say it, which is I'm vegan. Thanks. You thought I was going to talk to you about my sex life, didn't you? That's what you thought, you dirty bastards. Actually, there are some similarities between being a vegan and my sex life in that there's a lot of root vegetables involved. People are always asking me if I love animals. Anyway, moving on. So I actually decided to go vegan while I was living in Germany, and people often ask me if I'd had too much sausage while I was out there. So, surprising question. No, it's not what happened. It is becoming more and more popular these days, though, isn't it, being vegan? So there's more options in restaurants if you go out there. There's cakes, there's vegan cakes. You're not a social pariah anymore if you order a soy milk latte. But more and more people are coming out as vegan as well. I think my mum would have preferred it if I'd come out as a lesbian, to be honest. I was a bit worried about telling my family. I think they find it all slightly inconvenient. I like to think I'm not the sort of person who would go on and on and on about it and make it really awkward for everybody, but people often react quite defensively when I tell them about it, like I'm going to start ramming tofu down their throats. I wouldn't expect you, if the situation were reversed, I wouldn't expect you to ram your meat down my throat without consent, anyway. So. But people ask me, isn't it really hard to eat in restaurants? And actually sometimes it is. So it means I have to be very organised and prepared, and I have snacks on me at all times. In fact, I do have, I basically have pita and hummus on my person at all times. So you're laughing, but actually I do have a pita person. I'm not going to tell you where I put the hummus. So tonight I'd really like to smash some of the popular stereotypes about vegans. I think, when people think of a traditional vegan, they tend to think of somebody who's really emaciated. The type of person that's really into crystals, or the type of person who likes to throw shit at policemen during environmental demonstrations, and I've only done that once. And I promise I will never ask you if I can touch your aura, unless you want me to. But there are loads of people who also want to tell me I've made a really poor life choice, but they don't really have any kind of research to back it up, so they come up with sort of bullshit arguments like vegetables have feelings too. You've said it, haven't you? I can tell you're that person. So I tend to think that somebody who says that should be forced to take a fucking pet carrot out to the park and throw sticks for it, or keep a Brussels sprout in a cage and talk to it. You're not allowed to make that argument unless you can do that, in my opinion. So people ask me, don't you miss meat? Don't you ever crave a big juicy steak as they're waving sausage in my face? Go on, don't you miss that? And people who do that, who does that to smokers? Don't you really miss smoking? Go on, this lovely fag. Don't you miss heroin? Go on, have this lovely bit of heroin. Some heroin enthusiasts in. So here's another scenario I've encountered, and let me see if you recognise this one. So I kind of really did it for myself. It was, sort of about the health benefits, but I think it makes if we were all to do this, then it'd be a big environmental impact, and I think it would reduce the sort of effects of animal cruelty in farming and so on. Just got one thing to say to you: bacon. What kind of argument is that? Who says that? Who says that? What the fuck kind of person says bacon as a substitute for a reasonable debate? I mean, basically what they're saying is, you've made a very good point, I'm not able to argue with you, so I'm going to just say the name of a sliced meat, in the hope that that will render null and void everything that you've said before. I'm just really glad that these people aren't involved in politics. So, I really think that Brexit is going to have a massive impact on people. Bacon. What they like in bed. So darling, I think things are getting a little bit boring, and I'd quite like to spice it up, and maybe we could, I could tie me up, or bacon. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure gibbering on. I'm going to leave you to it. The next acts are amazing. I'm off to relocate my hummus before it all goes horribly wrong. So thanks very much.